What's going on, everybody? Fallen Jedi here. And recently, I was watching Rebels. Because, one, I simply love the show, and the characters introduced by that show as well. So, I come across the death of Kanan Jarrus, which is, it's pretty tough to watch. But we see Kanan sacrifice himself to save his friends and the love of his life, Hera. He's gifted by the Force via his sacrifice. He gets his vision back for just a brief moment. But is that really what actually happened? Follow me here. What if he never saw Hera at all? What if Kanan saw the future? I'm not talking next week. I'm talking everything. What if he saw the unfoldings, all of it? The sequel trilogy, Luke's failure, Palpatine's return. I mean, all of it. When Ezra goes to save Ahsoka, following the death of Jedi Knight Kanan Jarrus, Doom spoke with Kanan's Jedi Padawan Ezra Bridger in a dream. Kanan had earlier been taken to the Loth Wolves camp by the white Loth Wolf and two smaller black wolves. In the dream, he approached Bridger and produced a keystone, an artifact from the Lothal Jedi Temple. Doom told Bridger that the Jedi Temple had knowledge and destruction, and that Bridger would need to go there to restore past, redeem future. After that, Doom seemingly devoured Bridger, only for Bridger to reawaken from his dream, yet discovering that the Lothal keystone was by his feet. Now, this is an excerpt from Wikipedia regarding Doom, the wolf. I propose that after seeing the future, Kanan willed himself to come back, not as a Force ghost, because maybe he didn't know how to do that yet, which would make sense, but being that he was on Lothal, through the cosmic force, he came back as a wolf to warn Ezra about everything that's coming. And I think this was all Kanan's will and design to set things correct. Restore past, redeem future. There's really no future to redeem at this current point because everything hasn't really kicked off yet. So there's really nothing to save. Everything was going pretty well until, honestly, the sequel trilogy. Kanan knew the way things were going to unfold, and Ahsoka was the key to it all. If you even look back at Lost Star's video stating that we're witnessing the reality where Ahsoka died, for the time being, let's call it Kanan's vision. Specifically, in The Mandalorian, everything was pointing toward the sequels. Grogu being used for his M count for strand casting, as we've seen the sort of abomination attempt at what looks like an early Snoke, steering us toward The Force Awakens, who, everyone swore, okay, this is all going to be undone, and then you see that, and it's like, maybe not. Grogu's rescue from the Ugnaughts, it would still happen. Mando saving him again would still happen. He crossing over on the Empire and taking him for himself. Him running into Boba Fett, the Mudhorn, all of it would still happen without Ahsoka. The tracker being placed on them would still happen. And this is where things start to take a turn. Because Bo-Katan, he would have still ran into her. But she would have never sent him to Ahsoka. And that's where we know it starts to slide the other way. So with no Ahsoka, there's no Ahsoka to point him to Luke. Now the rescue mission would still happen. See, but there's no Ahsoka to get Mando the spear to fight Gideon, which he may die right there because there's really nothing to protect himself against it except his gauntlets, but who knows how that's going to work. Again, no Ahsoka. There's no stone for Grogu to contact Luke. The rescue would fail and they'd probably all die right there. There are hints that Ahsoka's already even fixing things as we view The Mandalorian. So let's think about why she really didn't take on Grogu as a student. She couldn't. She was not staying in that timeline, and she needed to change a couple of things, which she did, and then she left. It had nothing to do with an emotional connection he had with Din. She can't train him and fix the timeline at the same time. She needed to get him that Beskar spear and have Luke Skywalker show up. She did that. She went about her business, and it was subtle. She made subtle nudges to them in the right direction. Her job in that timeline was finished. She's intervening a little bit, but just enough. But it's kind of like she's being guided. If you think back, not too long ago, we got some rumors from Overlord DVD, the future ruler of Earth, stating that Disney may be undoing the sequels via seasonal reshoots of the sequel trilogy or something to that effect, which I think has some merit to it. I think these reshoots will take part in Ahsoka, which will be kind of like a quantum leap of Star Wars, if you will. I know we heard there was a deleted scene with Anakin speaking to her and basically touching on what she's kind of quote unquote doing already. But I feel we may see Kanan steering this further as well, if my, hunch is correct. It's possible that he could have learned how to turn himself into a Force ghost by now. So not really reshooting the movies, but rather key scenes that are no longer part of the continuity because of Ahsoka's survival and her intervening. So maybe there is no Luke going after Ben. Maybe that never even happens now. But what we do know is the timeline is already changed in some substantial ways because Grogu survived and Luke took him on. Luke taking him is kind of like where everything, it forks off. So we have to see where this goes now. But I think this may have been the initial start of it all. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And may the Force be with you always. Make sure to like and subscribe and join the Fallen. I'd appreciate it.